Welcome back to the Sesli İngiliz podcast, where we help Turkish learners understand and speak English more naturally, one real-life situation at a time.
Hello everyone, I'm Bill and I'm very happy to be here again.
And I'm John. Bill, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. I had a coffee before we started, so I feel ready, maybe too ready.
Too much coffee can be dangerous.
Exactly, if I speak too fast today, you have permission to stop me.
That is perfect for today's episode because our topic is, I thought my English was good until I got here.
Ah, yes, that moment when you studied English for years, you arrive in an English-speaking place and suddenly you think, wait, what language is this?
Many learners feel confident in the classroom, but real-life English can feel very different.
Especially for Turkish learners of English. You may know grammar, vocabulary, and textbook conversations, but real people often speak faster and more casually.
Before we begin, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe, and share it with a friend who is also learning English.
Today we will talk about fast native speech, casual phrases, group conversations, and survival phrases you can use when you feel stuck.
This episode is useful because almost every English learner experiences this. It does not mean your English is bad.
It means you are meeting real English, and real English takes practice.
Let's start with the first stage, arriving in an English-speaking environment.
When a learner from Turkey arrives in the United States, the UK, Canada, or Australia, they may notice that English is everywhere.
At the airport, on signs, in cafes, on buses, and in small conversations around them.
At first, that can feel exciting. You think, great, I studied English, I can handle this.
And that confidence is good. If you can read signs, order coffee, and ask simple questions, that is real progress.
A useful phrase is, I'm new here, so I'm still getting used to things.
That phrase sounds natural, and it gives you a simple way to explain your situation.
Turkish learners sometimes want to explain everything in a long way, but in English, this short phrase works very well.
Now stage 2, feeling confident at first.
Confidence is good. You should not be afraid to use your English.
Let's act out a simple coffee situation.
Hi, I'd like a coffee, please.
Sure, small, medium, or large.
Medium, please. No, that's all, thank you.
That was clear and successful. In that moment, the learner thinks, okay, my English is good.
But then the worker turns to another worker and says something very fast.
Something like, can you grab the oat milk from the back real quick?
And suddenly the learner thinks, grab back real quick, what happened?
That is stage 3, hearing fast native speech.
Native speakers often connect words. They do not always separate each word clearly.
For example, what do you want to do can sound like what do you want to do?
I am going to becomes I'm gonna. Do you want to becomes do you wanna?
This is not bad English, it is normal spoken English.
A very useful phrase is, sorry, could you say that again?
Another one is, could you slow down a little? I'm still learning English.
Quick recap, we talked about arriving, feeling confident, and hearing fast native speech.
Now stage 4, realizing classroom English is different from real-life English.
In class, teachers usually speak clearly, choose useful words, repeat, and write things on the board.
Real life is not always like that.
In class, you may hear, would you like to go to the cinema this evening?
But in real life, someone might say, wanna catch a movie later.
Same meaning, very different sound.
In class, you may learn, I am very tired. In casual English, people might say, I'm exhausted, I'm wiped out, or I'm so done today.
That does not mean the person is finished forever. It just means they are very tired.
A useful question is, what does that mean? Or what do you mean by that?
Now stage 5, struggling with casual phrases and slang.
Casual phrases can be scary because the words may be simple, but the meaning is not always obvious.
For example, hang out means spend time together.
And grab a coffee means get a coffee, usually in a relaxed way.
If someone says, "Do you want to grab a coffee?" you can answer, "Sure, that sounds good."
Or very casually, yeah, I'm down.
With friends, "I'm down" is fine. In a job interview, maybe use "That sounds good."
Let's do a quick mini dialogue.
"Hey John, do you want to grab a coffee after class?"
Sure, that sounds good. What time?
Maybe around 3.
3 works for me.
That phrase is useful with times, dates, and places. Monday works for me. The library works for me.
Now stage 6, missing words in a group conversation.
Group conversations are the real test. People interrupt, laugh, change topics, and speak over each other.
Sometimes you understand one sentence, then miss the next 3.
That can feel embarrassing, but it is completely normal.
Native speakers also miss words in noisy conversations.
A natural phrase is, "Wait, what are we talking about?"
Another phrase is, sorry, I missed that, or I didn't catch what you said.
The word "catch" here means hear and understand.
If you miss one word, do not panic. Listen for the main idea.
Are they making plans, telling a funny story, complaining about homework? Try to catch the topic first.
Then you can join with a short comment like, oh really, that sounds difficult, or I know what you mean.
Let's recap again. We covered classroom English, casual English, slang, and group conversations.
Now stage 7, asking someone to repeat or slow down.
Many learners are afraid to ask this because they think people will judge their English.
But asking clearly is a sign of confidence. You are managing the conversation.
Useful options are, "Could you repeat that?" "Could you say that one more time and I didn't catch the last part?"
Another excellent bone beat wo phrase is, let me check if I understood.
For example, "Let me check if I understood. We're meeting at 6, not 7, right?"
Let's act it out.
"Hey John, we're gonna meet outside the station around 6, then head over to the restaurant, unless traffic's bad."
Sorry, I didn't catch the last part. Could you say it again?
"Sure, I said unless traffic's bad."
Got it, so we're meeting at 6 outside the station.
Perfect, you did not apologize too much. You simply asked for help.
Now stage 8, learning useful survival phrases.
Survival phrases are phrases you can use when your brain freezes.
That happens to everyone, especially when someone asks you a question quickly.
Useful phrases are, "Give me a second, let me think, and how can I say this?"
Another one is, I know the word, but I can't remember it right now.
You can also ask, "Can you say it in a different way?"
For example, if someone says awkward and you do not know that word, ask, what do you mean by awkward?
They might answer, "It felt uncomfortable." Now you understand.
Stage 9 is understanding that this experience is normal.
If you studied English for years and still struggle with fast speech, you are not alone.
It does not mean you failed. It means your listening skill is moving from classroom English to real-world English.
Think of it like driving. You can study traffic rules from a book, but driving in real traffic feels different.
In the classroom, English is controlled. In real life, English is moving.
People are tired, they use jokes, they change topics, sometimes they speak while eating.
The most advanced listening test, sandwich English.
So do not say, "My English is terrible." Say, "I'm getting used to real English."
That sentence is more positive, and it helps you stay confident.
One mistake learners make is becoming silent when they feel embarrassed.
It is better to use small phrases and stay involved.
Now stage 10, reflecting on how to improve listening and confidence.
To improve listening, learners need repeated contact with real spoken English.
But choose English that is challenging, not impossible.
Listen once for the general idea, listen again for useful phrases, then repeat the phrases out loud.
Finally, try to use one phrase in a real conversation. One phrase is enough.
For example, this week, use I didn't catch that, or could you say that one more time?
Confidence grows from small successful moments, not from perfect grammar.
Communication first, perfection later.
Now let's show how learners can use these phrases in real life.
Mini dialogue 1 at a cafe.
Hi, can I get a latte, please?
Sure, for here or to go.
Sorry, could you say that again?
For here or to go.
To go, please.
Mini dialogue 2 with classmates.
We're gonna meet in the library after class. Are you coming?
I think so, let me check if I understood. You're meeting in the library after class, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Great, that works for me.
Mini dialogue 3, casual plans.
Do you want to hang out this weekend?
Maybe, what do you have in mind?
We could grab a coffee or go for a walk.
Coffee sounds good, Saturday works for me.
Now let's explain when to use a short answer and when to give a longer answer.
Use a short answer when the situation is quick, like ordering coffee, answering a simple question, or confirming a plan.
For example, yes please, no thank you, that works for me, sure sounds good.
Use a longer answer when someone asks about your experience, your opinion, or your feelings.
If someone asks, how are you finding life here, a short answer is, it's good.
A better longer answer is, it's good, but I'm still getting used to fast English. People speak more casually than I expected.
Now let's recap the most useful phrases from today's episode.
I'm still getting used to things.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Could you slow down a little?
I didn't catch the last part.
What do you mean by that?
Can you say it in a different way?
Let me check if I understood.
Give me a second.
How can I say this?
That works for me.
I'm down.
No worries.
Let's grab a coffee.
These phrases help you survive real conversations, but more than that, they help you participate.
Remember, struggling with fast English is normal.
Even if your English was good in school, real-life English can feel like a new challenge.
But that does not mean you are starting from zero, you are building a new skill.
So do not be afraid of mistakes. Asking someone to repeat is not failure, it is communication.
Your practice question for today is this: have you ever thought your English was good, but then struggled to understand real-life English?
You can start your answer like this: yes, I felt that when, or I haven't experienced that yet, but I think.
Try to use one phrase from today's episode in your answer.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Sınıfta İngilizceyi podcast.
Keep listening, keep repeating, and keep speaking, even when it feels difficult.
Because every real conversation makes your English stronger.
See you in the next episode.
Take care, keep practicing, and remember, you do not need perfect English to start speaking. You need practice, patience, and a little courage.
İngilizceyi doğal bir şekilde anlamaya ve konuşmaya başlamak için bu videoyu beğen ve abone ol.